Yo, flip man, it's from overdue. The last time I posted a video on this channel, it was literally a few years back. But now we back, man. We back, and literally the market breakdown of what I'm seeing, how the market is gonna be unfolding in the coming years. So now we have the DXY, right? DXY has been crazy, right? The dollar has been crazy. It's been a Mazda there by the USA. It's been a Mazda like crazy, right? Tariffs, being elected, like literally changed the entire. It's crazy. It's crazy. Stocks crashing. It's crazy, right? But we love it. Why? Because where there's a problem, we see money. Yeah, so yeah, man, let's break down the DXY real quick, right? So we can see on the weekly time frame, the market has been bullish for some time, right? The market has been bullish for some time, creating swing highs and swing lows, swing highs and swing lows, swing highs. And then it is by October, Jan 2023, when the market violated all the swing lows, right? Violating all those swing lows, right? Indicating to us that the market is ready to change order flow, right? So giving us a change in order flow towards the downside. So it gave us a change in order flow towards the downside on a weekly time frame, right? Now this is what I want you guys to literally pay attention to, right? So the market advanced towards the upside and then flushed towards the downside, right? So as it was flushing towards the downside, it left traces left by the market on the left hand side. So we can see that there was a mini fair value gap that was resting around that area right there, right? So let's fill it and write fair value gap, right? So we have like a fair value gap or an imbalance, right? Whatever you call it, it's you, man. Right? This, like, literally, to me, these are just terms. Like literally, these are just terms, so yeah, so as the market flushed towards the downside, it started creating and trading correctively, so right, gave us swing high, swing low, and then advanced towards the upside, liquidating this high, giving us a midterm change in order flow, came back down, advanced towards the downside, came back, flushed this liquidity, and then advanced towards the upside. Now when we and then advanced towards the upside, right? So basically this becoming your change in order flow. So this is your your break of structure. So this becomes your intraday change in order flow, right? So that becomes your intraday change in order flow, right? To validate this, we have like a break of structure towards the downside, right? So as the market advanced towards the upside, it created liquidity, which is this area right there, which got swept. So this was liquidity that was swept, right? So swept liquidity, and then after that, the market just advanced towards the upside after tapping into this area right there, this area of demand right there, right? Then immediately after the market tapped into that area right there, what happened? The market started advancing towards the upside, right? Giving us a break of structure to the upside, right? Giving us a break of structure towards the upside. And then after giving us a break of structure towards the upside, the market then, after this impulse move, it then decided to come back and mitigate this impulse move, right? After every bullish momentum, there must be a correction that follows, right? So immediately after the market created a newly high, after so long, a newly high, after the market formed a newly high to the upside, the market then dumped, right? Tapping into your POI, which is this area of interest right here, right? We can say that is our OB, right? Not to like confuse ourselves with the demand. So we could say that this is our then OB, right? Remember that we're still on the weekly. We are still on the weekly time frame, right? So let's go to the daily and just to try and refine this area right here, right? And try and refine this area right there. So when you zoom in and stuff like that, you can see that there is an area of interest that is resting upon that area right there. So this is an area of supply. Right now, that is an area of supply. Remember that we had a change in order flow here meaning that the market might dump to the downside, right? So we have a change, we have like an area of interest that right there, which is our supply, right? So immediately after the market advances and taps into that area right there, that's when I'm going to start looking for sells to the downside, right? So I think I am anticipating like a crash in the dollar, but it will be really dope if the market like advances towards the upside, like literally advances towards the upside, and then give us like a change in order flow, and then the dollar just crashes. That would be really dope, right? That would be really, really, really dope. Because when you look on your left hand side, like really, or when you look on your left hand side, this entire thing, that's just liquidity, right? When you go on the weekly time frame and then you like zoom out and stuff like that, you can see that the market just left liquidity on the left hand side, right? So that entire thing, that part, that is just liquidity that is resting upon that area right there. So that's basically what I'm waiting for, right? And then you can see that that's basically, that might be like a block of structure towards the upside. So the market might flush, right? So the market might flip. Where's that too? So the market might flush, and then maybe advance towards the upside from here, right? So that's basically what I might be anticipating on the dollar, but we'll see. And this might happen in like 5 years or so, but we'll see basically, right? So yeah, but on where the market is right now, I am anticipating bearish movements after the market taps into this area right there, right? So we see that the market has already tapped into our POI, right? You can see that the market has already tapped into our POI. We can go to a much more lower time frame to try and refine this trade. So I am going to only look for bullish movements if this market sweeps this high. So immediately after that market sweeps this high, any form of mitigation to this area right there, I might take my bullish movement towards the upside. I might take buys on the DXY, right? But if it doesn't, and this just shows weakness and go and proceeds further down, same thing. I'll just wait for a change in order flow on this high. Any form of mitigated price, I might basically take bullish movement towards the upside. So now it's just a game of patience. We wait at this point. We literally wait, right? So yeah. So yeah, that's basically it. And let's go to the US30. Let's see how US30 is literally performing, right? I'm gonna start on the higher time frame on the weekly right there, right? So when we are on the weekly, basically when I analyzed this thing, I thought we are gonna get like I thought we are gonna start our bullish movements from here immediately after the market taps into this area right there. I thought our bullish movements are going to begin, right? But the market just literally flushed all this liquidity that was resting on the left hand side. But and that's okay. That's the market, man. You can't control the market. You can literally just wait and react and just react to how the market is literally moving, right? So you can't control the market. So I can the only thing that remains right now is this area right there, right? So that for now, that's my area of interest. That's my point of interest. It might flash. Genuinely, it might flash, right? And I'm gonna show you why. I just saw it, and I'm gonna show you why, right? So let's clear everything. Let's start from the beginning, right? Oh, this is beautiful. So the market advanced towards the upside, right? And then advanced then back towards the downside, then advanced towards the upside, and then advanced towards the downside, and gave us a change in order flow. As it gave us a change in order flow, gave us mitigated, but only tapped into the 50%, right? It didn't go further into discount, right? And then started like bullish movements. So if this market crashes, I might look for bullish movements from here, from this area right there. So any form of change in order flow here, I might look for bullish movement towards the upside if that's possible, right? So we'll just see. Basically, the goal is to adapt, right? The goal is just to adapt to this market, right? So we'll see basically, right? Because right now this becomes your change, it becomes your break of structure to the upside, right? This becomes a break of structure to the upside. All right, break of structure towards the upside. All right, clean. Right, and then from now, this could be my POI. This could be my POI, my potential POI. But this is what I'm actually really interested in. This area right there, this area of demand. That's the area that I am mostly interested in. I am going to see how the market reacts when the market taps into here. Maybe we might get like short-term bullish movement to the upside before maybe the market tapping into our demand. But yeah, this is an area of interest that I'm really interested in, but we'll see how the market behaves from there, right? And then you can see that there's a heavily gap right there. So yeah, basically any flash of the market towards the downside, I might look for bullish movement towards the upside. And we took bearish movements, I think from here or from here. We'll see when you go to like a very lower time frame. And then we're gonna go to the daily just to see how the market behaved. Yeah. So we took sales here. We took sales around this area right there. And then I'm gonna show you how I got those sales, right? And then I'm gonna show you how I got those sales. So the market flashed towards the downside, liquidating this low, this low, this low, this low, this low. So all that they were zeroed out. Everyone that was in this trade, they were zeroed out. So now all this liquidity was taken out, right, by this entire move. But after every impulse move, there must be a deeper correction. So you might be entering into a corrective state on the US30, right? After this hectic bearish movement, right? So I could literally just highlight this area as my fair value gap for now, right? It's my daily fair value gap right now, right? So I could just highlight that as my daily fair value gap or imbalance, right? Because the market just crazy, it's just crashed to the downside, right? It just crashed to the downside. Let me cover like the weekly and see how the okay, let's use the weekly. It's fine. Okay, I think the weekly is it's like similar, so it's fine. So it's similar, it's fine, right? So we might probably be looking for the market to actually tap into this area right there and then advance towards the downside and stuff like that. So it might maybe tap at least on the 50% of this fair value gap, but we'll see basically how the market behaves and stuff like that, right? So yeah, so let's go to the 4 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour real quick. Let's go to the 4 hour real quick. Yes, so we'll see how the market is behaving right now. So let me show you how we got the sales to the downside, right? So let me show you how we got the sales to the downside. So the market has been bearish for the past months, right? So the market has been bearish. So we got a swing low, right? A swing high, right? So respecting this high, and then the market flashed towards the downside, right? That's basically what we saw. Right? So as we saw that, meaning that it respected this high right there, it respected that high right there, right? And then after it respected that high, let me just highlight that as our supply, right? As it's respected that high, the market moved correctively to that area of interest, right? Immediately after it moved correctively, after it tapped into that area right there, it advanced towards the downside, right? Flushing out this area right there, giving us a change in order flow to the downside, right? Giving us a change in order flow to the downside. Right? So immediately after the market gave us a change in order flow towards the downside, we could see that from here to that area right there, that becomes our OB, right? So after the market tapped into that area right there, after the market tapped into our area right there on the 50%, it just literally flushed to the downside, and that's basically how we got this trade, right? And our entry model is if the market taps on the 50% of that OB, that's when I take my trades, right? So there are different entry models, right? So there are different entry models. We have wick entry models, we have body entry models, and then we have the 50% entry model, right? So I use the 50% entry model, right? And then my aim, so my TP was this area right there, right, of interest, this area right there, but the market just flushed towards the downside, which is actually fine, right? I'm still on a micro account, so I didn't make that much money, but it was a lot of pips. So there's like over 2,000 pips. So that's a lot of pips. So if you're not on a micro account and you're on a standard account and you took the sales, you're probably buying a BMW tomorrow. You get me? So yeah, so after that flash towards the downside, the market just decided to move correctively. So right, the market just decided to move correctively. So filling in this gap and stuff like that and giving us wicks. So I can see that's a wick, that's liquidity resting upon that area right there. That's liquidity that was filled, right? And then I can see that there's also wick liquidity that's resting upon this area right there. But the thing is, what I'm skeptical about this trade, because I want to take bullish movement to this area right there. That's basically what I want to do, right? But the market didn't give me like a clear change in order flow. that's basically what I am a bit skeptical about, right? I want to see a clear in change, like a clear change in order flow. Like I really want to see a clear change in order flow. I cannot force this as a change in order flow. I can't do that, right? I can't do that, right? Because I did highlight this. I did highlight this as my thingy on the 5 minute. I think I did highlight that as my OB. I think I did highlight this area as my OB. I do want to see how the market behaves when the market taps into this area right there. So we'll see basically, but it didn't give me like a proper change in order flow to the upside, so it wasn't as clear. But I think one of my friends was like, it is those setups that are unclear, and that might be really the one. So now, right now it's just me waiting for the market to just give me any form of bullish signal here. So any form of change in order flow on a very fractal movement, then I'll be looking for bullish movement towards the upside. So if I can get like a change in order flow on a fractal scale, then definitely I will be looking for bullish movements to the upside. But for now, I'm just waiting. So that's why I placed an alert here, just to wait and see how the market behaves when the market taps into my POI. And then any form of change in order flow, guess what? I'm killing this market, you know. So let's go to the NASDAQ real quick. I feel like I've been talking so much. I've been talking a lot. Let's go to the 4 hour. Same thing on the NASDAQ, right? The NASDAQ literally just flashed like that. I just don't want to break it down as quick. So the NASDAQ just flashed down, liquidated this liquidity, zeroed out this people, and then respected this low, right? And then advanced towards and then started giving us bullish movement towards the upside, right? So I'm thinking that the market might want to come to this area of interest, around this area right there. That's what I'm thinking. So the market might at least try and advance to that area right there, right? So let's see how the market is behaving around this area right there. So you're probably wondering, why do I have two alerts here? I'm gonna show you right now, right? So I'm gonna show you right now. So on this pay, we did get a sweep of liquidity to the upside, right? Can say that is our change in order flow to the upside, right? We did get that, right? And the market started advancing towards the upside, right? So the reason why I placed an alert here, I thought this market is going to tap into this area, right? Sweeping, hear me out, sweeping this liquidity right there, that weak liquidity, but it didn't. It just created equal highs and then just started dumping towards the downside. So now we have equal highs that are resting upon that area right there, right? So now we have equal highs that are resting upon that area right there. So that's liquidity. So now that increases my confidence that, okay, Sharp, but this market might want to go up, might actually be looking for bullish movement, right? It might be looking for bullish movement, right? This was actually my POI, but I can see that might be weak liquidity, so it might tap into that and then start advancing towards the upside, but we'll see, right? So let's go to a much more lower time frame and see how the market behaves, right? And remember, this is this is forex, man. Anything can happen. So this was basically my POI right there. Remember that's my POI. Remember, my entry model is the 50%. So if it doesn't tap onto the 50%, hey, and I don't take the trade, bless me, and I didn't take the trade, and then the market advanced towards the upside, hey, I didn't blow an account. You know, I still followed my rules, you know, because the goal here is just to stay disciplined. That's the goal. That's my goal for this year, man. Just stay disciplined, continue being consistent and stuff like that until I become consistent. So the market tapped into this POI unless I get a change in order flow. The market tapped into this POI and started advancing towards the upside. So now I can see that the market gave me a change in order flow on a very lower scale, right? So which might be actually really interesting, because which might be really interesting, right? Which might be very, very interesting. So I might actually take bullish movement towards the upside. So the market came back down, gave me my A, B, C, completed my D leg, right? Swept my C leg. C is for change in order flow. So it gave me a change in order flow to the upside, right? And then immediately after that, the market just, I'm looking for the market to dip. So basically to come into this area of interest right there, which is my order block, right? which is my order block. So immediately after the market taps into that area right there, I might start looking for bullish movement to the upside, basically, right? And then probably this will be becoming my first take profit on a very low time frame scale, right? So I'll just place that as liquidity for now. So any form of change in order immediately after the market taps into this area right there, I might take buys towards the upside. It might be a very low risk. So we will see. Okay, it's a lot of risk. So let's see if we can enter on the 50%, and yeah, we'll see. So that's like 50 pips and stuff like that, and then just wait for the market to just advance to the upside and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the goal, right? So that's basically the goal. Let's see how the market behaves, basically, to the upside. So yeah, man, I had Gem and 30, but hey, this is just the first video to everything. So yeah, man, I hope you enjoy. I hope you learned something. Comment down below which pay would you like to see next, what should I do more and stuff like that. So yeah, man, we back, road to consistency. So yeah, let's get it. Zane Capital signing out.